Jeff Neiman. Tonight, James Shields looks to change the Rays' fortunes by treating the sellout Trop to a stopper-type performance. Rays and Tigers Game 2 in high definition. Tonight, we welcome you to Tampa Bay Rays baseball, as the defending American League champions play host to the Detroit Tigers. It will be a sellout crowd tonight at Tropicana Field here in St. Petersburg. Detroit winners last night over the Rays 4-3, and so the Rays tonight determined to pull even in this series. Furthermore, the Red Sox have lost today, and so this is an opportunity for the Rays to pick up ground in the wild card race. Hi again, everyone, with Kevin Kennedy and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in tonight for the middle game of this series. A very important game tonight. Right now, the Rays are 5.5 back of Boston. And the good thing about that, aside from picking up a half game with the Boston loss today, is that the offense showing signs of swinging the bats well, particularly Evan Longoria.
You know what I like about Evan is his setup. He's so relaxed at the plate. He's very, very loose. He's not tight. Not able to have good bat speed. And what we've seen recently with this hitting streak going on right now, the 7 games, is him really getting through some fastballs. He's using the field, going the other way. But I thought especially last night, some inside fastballs. I mean, really some good fastballs off the inside corner. He was able to pull his hands inside and really meet the ball, centering the ball extremely well, and dropping some nice doubles down the left field line there. So he's on fire right now. And hey, with a month to go here of September, it's big for Evan to kind of lead the way.
Yeah, and with 28 games left, Joe Madden emphasizing the race is not over. They're playing them, as they say, one game at a time. And tonight he's going to send James Shields to the mound, who pitched well his last time out against this Detroit team in Detroit.
Yeah, historically he pitches extremely well here at the Trop. I mean, you see this year 3.35 to 4-6 is because he hasn't had a lot of run support, but 3.35 earned run average at home is absolutely outstanding, especially in the American League and especially in the American League East, where you face Boston and New York so many times. But hey, you got a tough lineup tonight with the Detroit Tigers. We've seen that. There's one guy that you got to not make a mistake to, and we saw that last night, and that's Miguel Cabrera.
And as we look at the Verizon Bios pitching matchup, it will be Shields trying to even his record. He is 9-10 on the year. Armando Galarraga, 6-10 this year, had a very good season a year ago. Has struggled at times this year. Recently, a little elbow issue. Prior to that, a couple of losing outings, but he pitched better in those games. Pitching matchup, again, brought to you by Verizon Bios. We'll be back with the first pitch, starting lineups, and all of the action tonight from Tropicana Field. Game 2 of this 3-game series as the Rays try to pick up ground in the American League's wild card race. Little Place Big Taste by your Southeast Toyota dealer. During Toyota's national clearance event, get amazing deals on a great selection of new Toyotas. Toyota, moving forward. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Fans continue to file in. Rays and the Tigers tonight. This will be a sellout. The Rays are after their 73rd win of the year. Rays taking the field. Let's go to the field. Here's Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne, and with those sellouts and concerts, the Rays are perfect 15-0. The only time they lost, they were wearing Devil Rays jerseys earlier this year. Speaking of Devil Rays, a former Devil Ray, Aubrey Huff, finds himself in first place, which is really rare territory for him.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever scoreboard watched in my life, so, it's actually pretty fun. I just can't explain how much fun it's been. I mean, normally this time of year, in the last 9 years, I've been counting them down, making travel arrangements for vacation. But right now we're just concentrating on getting one game every night and hopefully get into the playoffs and see where we go.
Huff with our Geico quote of the game. Well, Aubrey won't like what he sees in the scoreboard watching tonight. The White Sox defeating Boston earlier tonight. That helps the Rays, obviously. And also Minnesota leads their game 3-1 in the ninth inning. So the Rays currently 5.5 back in the wild card picture. Time to join Dwayne and Kevin upstairs.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineup. For the Detroit Tigers, they'll have Curtis Granderson again in the leadoff spot, followed by Placido Polanco and Carlos Guillen, who's hit well against Shields. Miguel Cabrera in the cleanup spot, followed by Huff. Then Ordonez, Inge, Avila, and Santiago completing the starting lineup for Jimmy Leyland.
James Shields comes in at 9-10 overall, a 3.86 earned run average. He got the win against the Tigers in his last start on the road, the last game of that road trip. 28 starts overall. He'd like to get that 0-1 as far as complete games to be perfect tonight because the bullpen has been used extensively. 186 in the third innings. He usually gets you deep into the game anyway.
And it's Granderson stepping in to start this game. Tigers center fielder in the first pitch. Grounded down the first, backhanded nicely by Carlos Pena. One away.
There's your historic first ball hitter right there, Curtis Granderson. We saw that last night. Let's take a look at the defense for the Rays. Other than Carlos Pena, just saw at first base. Carl Crawford, Fernando Perez, and Ben Zobrist in the outfield. Around the infield, left to right, Devin Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Aki Uemura, and Carlos Pena. And Greg's on behind the plate, doing the game calling for James Shields. Defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. We're saving you money as our passion.
Here's Polanco. And he takes a pitch outside. A ball and no strikes. Polanco, a guy in this lineup who has been tough against Shields. 7 of 14, and he hits a fly ball deep to left. Crawford back, and that's going to carry out of here. He continues to be tough against Shields, hitting his 10th home run of the season. That's going to make it a 1-0 ball game. Well, Polanco hit that heartbreaking home run against the Rays up in Detroit. Here's a first inning solo shot tonight.
You can see with the overhead shot, it was just right down the middle. Going to get ahead with a fastball, but the location was right over the heart of the plate. And Polanco deposits that in left field for the solo home run. That ball jumped.
Carlos Guillen. Pitch to him is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. Guillen was 4 for 4 against Shields in Detroit, including 2 home runs. 1 and 2 now. The Rays won that game. Shields gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in the 7 innings he pitched against the Tigers. The 1-2. Did he go? He held up. It's Mike Riley down at third base. Chuck Merriweather is calling the balls and strikes tonight. Popped up short left. Crawford settling under it. Carl makes the grab. 2 outs.
First baseman number 20.
Here's Miguel Cabrera, the 3rd leading hitter in the American League. Jumped ahead of Jason Bartlett. Jason now 4th with Cabrera 3rd. There's a first pitch strike. And a fly ball lifted to left. Crawford is there for this one. And that will do it for Detroit. They pick up a run on the Polanco home run. We go to the bottom of the first. Detroit won. The Rays coming in to hit. Crawford and Ben Zobrist, 1-2-3. Middle three, Pena, Burrell, and Longoria. Akinori Iwamura, 7th, and Greg Zahn in the 8th spot. Fernando Perez back in center, making his 2nd consecutive start.
Right-hander Armando Galarraga on the mound for the Tigers. Last year a 13-game winner. This year's had some struggles. 6-10 with a 5.05 earned run average.
And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Jason, 335. 1-1, so he has the 4th best average in the American League. Pitch is a little close. 2 balls and a strike, and he consistently gets great at bats, as you would hope a leadoff hitter would.
Yeah, he's done a nice job working the count.
Line drive, base hit into left. Bartlett is aboard. So Jason on to start it.
Nice solid swing right there. Good short compact swing. Fastball up and out over the plate. Good extension right there through the ball. Head down on it. Good swing path.
Jason with 24 steals on the year aboard. Here's Carl Crawford stepping in. Pitch away. Ball and no strikes. Galarraga is 1-0 against the Rays. He made a couple starts against them last year, giving up 6 runs in just under 15 innings. Upstairs, 2-0. Carl at 306, 8th in total hits. And there's ball 3. Rays made a run, came up a run short last night. And 1, he takes it. Starting to stop the runner Bartlett. The pitches are called strike.
Well, now with the count full, Jason Bartlett should be running on this pitch. Carl Crawford could find a hole in the infield there.
Three, 2. Galarraga holding the ball, and Crawford finally requesting time granted by Chuck Merriweather. Bartlett set up. The stretch, there he goes. The pitch, a foul ball. A little piece of it. So we'll do it again, 3-2.
Yeah, that's that slider that Galarraga likes to throw to in on lefties right there. Pretty good pitch. Carl able to get a piece of it and stay alive.
Well, the Tigers got Galarraga from the Texas Rangers in February of 2008, and he proceeded to win 13 games last year for the Tigers, 13-7. And that slider became a prominent pitch for him with the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, he really ended up pitching at the top of their rotation. Verlander didn't have his best year, and Bonderman got hurt.
Runner goes, and the pitch is ball 4. Single and a walk, and the Rays have their first 2 men on base.
Look at the Tigers defense today behind Armando Galarraga in the outfield. We've got Carlos Guillen in left, Curtis Granderson in center, Maglio Ordonez gets the start in right field tonight. Brandon Inge at third. Ramon Santiago gets the start at shortstop. Lucido Polanco at second. Miguel Cabrera at first. Alex Avila behind the plate. Defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, where saving you money is our passion.
Ben Zobrist stepping in. He takes a pitch down. 1-0. There's a strike. The count is 1-1. Ben is 2 for 4 lifetime against Galarraga, and both those hits home runs. A 1-1 count on him right now. And a bouncing ball, first base. Cabrera down to second. They get the out there. The force on Crawford with a throw to Santiago. Bartlett goes to third, and Zobrist reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, really no chance for 2 because of the high chopper and the way Ben Zobrist always hustles. So Cabrera does keep the double play in order. Santiago elects to hold the ball after they get the force out.
Two men on. Carlos Pena about to step in. Carlos leads the league in home runs. He is now second in the league in runs batted in. And he takes it inside. Started to open on that pitch and held up. The appeal down to Mike Riley confirms that. 1 ball, no strikes.
For those 5 games right there, 9 for 20 with a couple of home runs and hit the ball with good backspin, good line drive stroke.
Ball and a strike. Out front a little bit there. 1-1 now. Rays with a first inning threat against Galarraga, pitching for the first time since the 22nd of August. It's away. 2-1. Got a win 3 starts ago against Minnesota, but if you back it up to the end of June, that's the only win he's had in 8 decisions. He's gone 1-7 over that stretch.
Yeah, his last 4 starts, he's only averaging about 5 1/3 innings.
And he takes this one down. And normally this would have been Jared Washburn, his spot,
right?
But he's had that knee issue, and so Galarraga, who had been optioned to AAA, was reactivated, and he's making the start.
Yeah, they got to get Jared Washburn right. I mean, they've got a 5-game lead. The White Sox won today, so they have a 5-game lead with Central coming in.
And Pena draws the walk. So the bases will be loaded. A single and 2 walks. They're loaded with 1 out.
Your designated hitter, number 5.
Jimmy Leland not too happy. Let Chuck Merriweather have it right there.
Merriweather finally went down to Riley for the appeal, and Mike Riley confirmed that Pena had held up. So a couple of those check swings in that at bat. Here's Pat Burrell. That pitch is wide. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, actually, the Tigers have a 6-game lead, so they got a little breathing room in their division to make sure Jared Washburn gets healthy. Should there be a postseason, they're going to need him.
Rays with a chance to do some damage here in the first. And a ground ball, that's foul. 1-1.
You're right. You got to jump on this now. I mean, he's scuffling, throwing strikes. You got to find a pitch he can hit and drive it.
Right here already is a big spot in this game in terms of setting the tone for the rest of the night. Home run in the first by Polanco to give Detroit a lead, and the Rays right back to put this thread up here in the bottom of the first.
Well, and you also know that both Boston and Texas lost today, so you got to pick up a game tonight. You must.
There's a fly ball back into straightaway center field. Anderson going back all the way in front of the wall. He makes the catch. Bartlett's going to score. Hustling to third is Zobrist, and the Rays tie the game on a long fly ball to center field off the bat of Pat Burrell.
Yeah, I thought for a minute he might have had one there. Dead center, deepest part of the ballpark. Anderson actually made a nice play. Very fluid on that. No panic out there. Boy, he got a slider up and out over the plate. Good finish. Great extension through the ball. Anderson goes right up against the fence to make that play.
So 2 outs. 56th run batted in of the year for Pat Burrell. Here's Evan Longoria. Evan swings, hits one deep. That baby's gonna go. Gone. Home run for Evan Longoria. He jumped on a first pitch fastball and hits a 3-run blast. The Rays lead 4-1. Evan Longoria continues his hot hitting. That's his 27th home run of the year. And that takes care of this early threat. It really pays it off. Evan matches last year's home run total with this swing.
Yeah, every ball middle in, he's been able to get through it and turn on it. We talked about that in the open, about how he's getting his hands inside that fastball in, and he's turning on it. Beautiful swing.
So the Rays have a 4-1 advantage. Here's Imamura hitting the 1-strike pitch on the ground to second. Polanco throws him out to retire the side. But the Rays put up 4 in the bottom of the first. 3 coming on Longoria's blast. 4-1 Tampa Bay. Four to 1, the Rays lead this game. Proud to bring it to you in high definition tonight from Tropicana Field. 4-run first for the Rays, and here's Aubrey Huff leading off for Detroit. First pitch from Shields is too low. A ball and no strikes. One and one. Huff, Ordonez, and then Inge. Foul
change up there. I never really thought about it. Bob was talking to Aubrey Huff in the pregame show about playing all these years in the American League East and facing pitching staffs that New York and Boston have, and now the Rays. Trying to get out of there.
Yeah, he said he's very happy to get out of the American League East. You can't blame him. I'll tell you, it's a tough division.
Oh man.
Year in and year out, it's difficult. Chopper right side. Hockey with a quick throw, and Huff is out. Hockey had him played a few steps into the outfield, swung away around there, and had to come a long way to get that little chopper. It wasn't hit all that hard.
Yeah, there's the changeup grip that James Shields possesses. That's a good one. Boy, that fell off the table right there. That's a great play by Hockey, because you're right, Flynn. He was very deep into right field. Not an easy play.
Ground ball to short. Bit more routine here for Bartlett. Ordonez is out on the first pitch. 2 gone. Remember, Rays fans, this year team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe to the Times, the official newspaper of the Tampa Bay Rays, by calling 877 The Times or visiting tampabay.com. Now Brandon Inge. And a first pitch fastball taken for a strike. Well, this is one of those innings when you'd love to see Shields with a shutdown inning after the Rays grabbed the lead in the first.
Yeah, absolutely. Minimize the pitch count, too.
1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2. And a popper. Left center. Perez is there. Fernando makes the grab. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second. 4-1 Tampa Bay. You can save money off the single game ticket price and select games you wish to attend. Packages start at just $57. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to purchase today. It's beach night at the ballpark. Full house. We go to the home half of the second. Veteran catcher Greg Zahn leads off against Armando Galarraga. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. You saw Zahn's numbers overall, 267. He's at 333 in the 18 games he's played with the Rays so far, with a couple of home runs and 10 runs batted in.
And he lays a pretty good at bat on you too. He doesn't expand his own zone very often.
Ahead in the count, 3-1. Well, he gives you good, consistently gives you good veteran at bats. He's ahead here, 3 balls and a strike. Gives this one into right. Ordonez makes the catch. 1 out.
And Greg took a shot at going deep there, and there's nothing wrong with that. You get the count in your favor, 3-1. Definitely was trying to hit one out of the ballpark. And he's upsetting himself because he missed a pitch he knows he can drive.
Now Fernando Perez. And he bunts right side, forcing Galarraga to make the play. Out at first, and boy, that was close. That's something that Perez over the last couple of years in the minor leagues has really spent a lot of time working on. And with his speed, if he can perfect that, he's going to get some base hits.
Yeah, he's trying to get the second baseman to field it, get it by Galarraga. Galarraga to his glove side makes a nice play. Look how close this is, though. That's outstanding speed from Fernando Perez. Wow. Why?
It's a strike to Bartlett. Jason opened the Rays first with a base hit. Out and away. Breaking pitch. Two and 1. Rays jumped on Galarraga for 4 in the first. When Shields pitched Monday in Detroit, the Rays got him 6 in the first. He has 4 in the first tonight. That's foul back, and that has not happened a lot. In fact, if you go back to his 20 starts prior, they had scored a grand total of 4 runs in the first inning for him.
That's incredible. Hey.
So that's 10 in the last 2 starts in the first inning.
I don't know what to do with them. What do I do with the lead?
Strike 3 call. Bartlett called out on strikes to pitch on the inside edge. Rays lead 4-1. This coming November, trained to be an umpire at the 2009 MLB Umpire Camp at baseball's Youth Academy in Compton, California. Classes and on-field instruction by Major League supervisors and former big league umps with over 200 years of combined experience. For info, go to www.mlbuc.com. Alex Avila up there taking the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Avila out of the University of Alabama.
Nasty there.
Yes, it was. It had a lot of action on it. Down.
Bottom fell out. Hot. Arm speed on the change.
Ground ball to third. Longoria handles this one. And Avila's out of there. That opens the inning. Ramon Santiago will be the hitter. Santiago, 259 overall for the switch hitting infielder.
A little bit of pop in there with 7 home runs.
And there's a fly ball to center field. Perez on the move. That ball is going to be over his head. He'll play the carom. And Santiago's in at second with a double.
Like
It's
he
his
lost it.
6th double.
I think Fernando lost it.
He did have a little down and out route.
Yeah. I mean that ball's a lot of hang time. It's catchable. And where it hit low on the fence, and with his speed, I think he just lost it for an instant in the roof. So he hit the bottom of the wall there.
Santiago's trying to get a home run out of that, thinking that maybe it hit one of the 2 back cat balls.
That's right.
Granderson, that's a strike.
Well, maybe it did. Maybe that's what. Maybe that's what it did. The way the angle that Perez took. Maybe that's what happened. Nobody saw it.
Well, Perez changed directions.
Yeah.
There's no question, because that's why I said he took that little down and out route, cut back to his left, and was headed to a particular spot, and then made a little curve, a little turn back to his left. It's 2-1 now.
You know, it's very possible. He's looking up there. You know, I don't know if it's that he lost it in the roof or it did. Maybe it did. Maybe it did hit the catwalk.
Yeah.
Santiago certainly thought so.
Now it's 3 balls and a strike after getting that first pitch in for a strike. Shields is behind Granderson. And ball 4. So Granderson goes to first. 2 men on for Polanco.
Second baseman, number 14,
Polanco opened the scoring with a home run off Shields in the first. We mentioned at the time Polanco has been tough against Shields. He's now 8 for 15 off him with 2 home runs.
He's a perfect number 2 hitter too. He goes the other way well. He's always been a tough out.
It's a wave and a miss. That Toyota trend is something that Shields would like to reverse. A couple of 2 base hits to go with the 2 home runs. And a fly ball short left. Crawford is there for this one. 2 outs. So we got Polanco on the changeup.
Yep, got him on the end of the bat. Him out front. He's got a good change today. I mean, he usually does, but he's got a really good one today with good arm speed. Tough to pick up for those hitters.
That's Carlos Guillen. Center field. Perez can't get there. That's going to go all the way back to the wall. Santiago scores. Granderson scores. And Guillen is on his way to third with a triple. That's going to make it 4-3. So Guillen, who had that great day against Shields in Detroit, triples in 2 runs, his second time up in this game.
Yeah, left-handed hitter hitting the ball lining that way. It's going to tail away from Fernando Perez, and that's exactly what it did. Just kept tailing and tailing and tailing, and it was about, what, 5-6 feet away from that ball. Like he wanted to dive, but he wasn't close enough to.
Cabrera hits it hard, foul back at third. So 2 runs have scored for Detroit here. Big cut and a miss. Changeup had Cabrera out in front, and the count is 0-2. The guys who have really been tough against Shields, he's heard from 2 of them tonight. And Cabrera did not go, says Laz Diaz. The Rays might think otherwise. But Cabrera is still alive on the appeal. One ball, 2 strikes. This one is down. 2-2. Polanco's hitting the home run off Shields. Guillen with a 2-run triple. Cabrera came into the game 5 of 13 with a home run off, and those are the 3 flash points, the danger points for Shields in this Detroit lineup. And now he's 3-2 with Cabrera. Full count. And a swing and a foul tip strikeout. Cabrera ends the inning with the strikeout. We go to the bottom of the third. 4-3 Tampa Bay. accessories, and a lot more. New Era Cap Corner, the official cap of Major League Baseball. Well, the Rays see their lead now shrink to 1. Carl Crawford leads off against Galarraga. And that's a strike. Carl to be followed by Ben Zobrist and then Carlos Pena.
A couple of strange fly balls, really. Man of Perez's direction.
1-1 to count. Ball, 2 strikes. Just judging from his reaction, either he didn't see 1 or 2 of them at one point, and there was some indecision.
Yeah,
which
on
that
the
would create, but yeah. 2-2.
Yeah, that triple that Guillen had kept fading away, and he didn't know whether to dive or try to keep it in front. And I think he got caught in between there and got by him. You get that far, you might as well go ahead and dive, lay out for it.
Pitch is inside. Full count now to Crawford. Well, and the fact is, he's only played a handful of games this year. And,
yep, that's right.
You know, the more you play, the better off you are in those situations. Crawford draws the walk for the second time tonight. You have to think that factors into part of that indecision.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Only his second game playing center field this season.
Perez spent the better part of the year inactive and then only recently out on rehab assignments. 17 rehab games in the minor leagues. Here's Ben Zobrist, and there's a base hit through the right side. Crawford's headed to third. Ordonez with the throw back in, cut off. And Crawford goes first to third on the Zobrist base hit. The Rays have something cooking just like that here in the bottom of the third.
Just how you design it right there. Crawford at first base, big hole on the right side. Ben finds that hole, and he's going to third no matter what. He's his own base runner right there. No coaching help needed for Carl Crawford. He knew exactly how deep Ordonez was, and with Zobrist at the plate, Ordonez had to play deep.
And a nice job cutting the bag at second base by Crawford right there.
Sure was.
First and third with nobody out for Carlos Pena. Carlos walked and scored his first time. That's a strike. Carlos trying to get to 100 runs batted in again. Starting today second in the American League in runs batted in with 99. Down. Over the last 3 years, nobody's hit more home runs in the American League than Carlos Pena. So he leads the league in home runs now for 3 years, 07, 08, and 09. There's a line drive and a base hit into right. Crawford will score. Zobrist goes to third, and the Rays pick up their 5th run of the night. That's the 100th run batted into the year for Carlos Pena. A solid base hit into right.
Well, what I like about him now is that he's doing that. He's hitting line drives. He's becoming a better hitter. I mean, that average is going to climb with that type of swing. See, that's not an uppercut swing that we saw early in the season. That's just a good line drive swing, getting through the ball. And that's exactly what Steve Henderson and Joe Madden have been working with Carlos on. He's been working at that. It's by design.
So Carlos Pena becoming the first Ray with 3 100 RBI seasons. Getting number 100 here on that base hit to right. Boy, is he hot. Action in the bullpen. Rick Knapp, the pitching coach, taking up some time out there, and Chuck Merriweather is out to break it up. Here's Pat Burrell.
See why Galarraga's had trouble this year. His command is just off.
A swing and a miss by Burrell, even after that slider chasing it. Rays with 5 runs, 4 hits. They've drawn 3 walks. Burrell opened the scoring for the Rays with a sacrifice fly in the first. This one is fouled back, 0-2. Walk followed by 2 base hits. Down and away, scooped by Avila. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First, the Rays have another run in the third, and a chance for more. Zobrist at third, Pena at first. Nobody out at this point. The Tigers will trade the chance for 2. They'll give up a run for the double play. Inside, 2-2.
He's got a lot of movement, just doesn't have a lot of command.
It's Montgomery on deck. And a foul ball by Pat Burrell. Things have been better for Pat recently at the plate. It's been a welcome development in the Rays lineup. Pat Burrell. And he takes it wide, so he works it all the way to 3-2. For a little better than 3 weeks now, Pat has hit over 300. Into this game in his last 18 games, 303. 3-2, and he hits a high fly ball into left center field. Guillen calling for it a couple steps from the track. He makes the catch. That's going to score Zobrist with another run. The Rays take a 6-3 lead, and for the second time tonight, Pat Burrell drives in a run with a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, you take that. Galarraga got the ball up, and
Jimmy
Whelan's seen enough.
Yes, he has. He's up and out of that dugout with that long fly ball, and that's it for Galarraga. So he goes 2 1/3, and the call to the bullpen made by the Detroit Tigers. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Florida Department of Transportation wants to make sure you think before you drink this Labor Day weekend. Drunk driving over the limit, under arrest. Eddie Bonine is the new pitcher on to face Evan Longoria. And the pitch is in there, a fastball. Longoria jumped on a fastball in the first and hit his 27th home run of the year, and that gives him 99 runs batted in.
And you saw that pitch get Galarraga through for the home run. He was trying to go away, and he missed by about 12 inches. Ball ran over the inside corner, and Evans been jumping on that pitch lately. 6th game for Eddie Bonine.
Two balls and a strike. Bodine recalled from Toledo prior to Tuesday's game against Cleveland for Detroit. Behind Longoria, 3-1. The RBI leaders now, you see Teixeira 102, Carlos Pena with 100, Evan Longoria with 99. Fouls it. It's going to take the count to 3-2.
I like the lineup change too for right now. What Joe Madden has done. Evans take a little pressure off and put him in the 6th spot. Consequently, he's getting some pitches. And he's jumping on him. Ben Zobrist, you got in that 3 spot now. He lays a good at bat on you. Carlos back up into the 4th spot.
The ground ball to third, ends to Polanco and over to Cabrera. They get the double play. 5-4-3, and that retires the side. The Rays back with 2 though, and they lead 6-3. (6-3). The Rays lead this game, moving into the 4th. Time for our Cabot Woodstain's legendary performance, and we look at the all-time home run leaders for the Rays. Aubrey Huff is first with 128. Carlos Pena now with 116, and fewer than half the at-bats. And here's Huff leading it off and fouling the first pitch for a strike. Pena backing up, playing a deep first for Huff, with Iwamura out there in short right field, and now Bartlett has moved from behind second over to the first base side of second. This one is foul. 0-2.
I'd put Carlos right on that line, because that's where he hit 2 doubles last night, between him and the foul line. Aubrey Huff did. about where Carlos is going to play, too. You're right about there.
Two strikes the count to Huff. Slow. Ordonez next, and then Inge.
Yeah, you see the only 18 balls to left field. Bill Madden has all his information on the shift, and there it is, pulled to the right side.
Gives Andy Van Slyke a chance to make a fielding play. He could do that in center field.
Boy, he was. He was good. Good center fielder.
It's away. 2-2. He got Huff on the changeup the first time around when he hit that little number toward Aki. And Aki had to come in a long way from short right field to make his pickup. Trying to play the other way, holding the count at 2-2. You know, it occurs to me that, and you watch Shields pitch to Huff here, Kevin, it's a 2-2 count now. When he has that good put away changeup, Huff's out already.
Yeah. You're right.
And the count goes to 3-2 because on those nights when Shields can give you that changeup, he really has variation in a couple changeups, and that put away changeup is just tough.
Yeah, he's thrown some good ones tonight. There's been a little command issues here in the last inning. Plus.
And a liner into right center field. Perez gets there this time and makes the catch. Perez into right center field to his left. A little slow in getting up, and you know, he was not completely sure on that one.
Yeah, I was a little worried that he hurt himself there in the way he rolled over. Nice play, though. Glove side. Tracking it all the way. That's a great catch.
And a tough landing.
Sure was.
All right.
Some burn marks on that.
Really? Well, you can't help but root for him. I mean, he's a heck of a kid. He's really bright, he's engaging, and he plays hard. Ordonez takes a strike. Yeah, and he's published now. His poetry has been published.
Yeah, I was reading up on him. He's interesting background with this Columbia University.
Yep.
Too many ball players come out of Columbia University.
This one is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, there you go. You know, this one is down. He held up, and the count goes to 2-2. Not that we would be reading, you know, that high-level magazine, but apparently Mike Griffin, our producer, subscribes to that, and that's how he came to have that copy.
Well, he'd get along well with John Wetland, the bullpen coach for Seattle. He's a poetry writer. Smart guy.
Yep. There's a liner toward the line and right. They'll wind up in the corner. Zobrist gets a nice carom. Ordonez will beat the throw in at second for a stand-up double. So here in the 4th inning with 1 out, Tigers put another man in scoring position. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing since 1900. How many players have hit a game-winning home run in their major league debut? Well, we've got one of those guys in this game tonight who did it. Here's Brandon Inge. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The Rays have trailed by 1. They've led by 3. They've led by 1. They now lead by 3 And with one out, the Tigers have a man in scoring position. Inge is out in front. It's 1-1.
He was looking to do one thing, take this one out of the ballpark. Big swing.
And a ground ball foul outside of third. It's 1-2. You know, Perez, there's a souvenir for that young man. All right. Hey, his buddy's got one. Now, that's a good night at the ballpark. Boy, it doesn't get any better. Both of them with souvenir baseballs. Well, that's a good spot down there.
Hey, front row right there. Checking out the bullpen.
A 1-2 count to Inge. Line drive into left. Crawford's there to make the catch. Inge is the second out. Inge right now is 1 for his last 23, and the Rays can only hope that that stretch continues for another day or so.
Yeah, another 14 innings of play, including tomorrow's game. That was a bullet though. There's been 3 line drives this inning. Good catch by Fernando Perez, saved a run. Obviously, that would have been a double, maybe a triple.
Here's Avila.
Probably a double for Aubrey Huck. Right?
Yep. Yeah. I don't know the count. Alex Avila. Two balls, no strikes. Avila is the son of the Tigers vice president and assistant GM, Al Avila. He bats with Ordonez at second. Takes a strike.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ralph Avila, that's how he says his name, is the father.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're real close.
Swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-2. Wave and a miss. He got on the changeup to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 6-3 Tampa Bay. And by Ann Scott, you're okay with us. Somebody's celebrating a birthday.
How about that dude? It's like ball players in the 70s. We all wore that hair in the 70s.
Yeah, that's the Oscar Gamble look right there.
You're not kidding.
Nakadori, Iwamura shooting one into the gap in left center field. That's going to go to the wall, and Aki's on his way to second with the double. Aki jumping on the first pitch, delivered by Eddie Bonine. The Checkers' double of the game, his 14th of the year.
Well, he can split that gap. The left center as good as anybody. He takes a fastball away and shoots it between the left fielder and the center fielder. Right there. Perfect placement. The Checkers double the game right there for Aki. Keep pressing, putting some runs up.
Here's Greg Son. Which is a strike. Bonine in relief of Galarraga, who worked 2 1/3, and the Rays got 6 runs off him. And a ground ball grabbed by Inge. Throw to first in time as Iwamura forced to stay at second base. Well, let's get the answer to our Aflac trivia question tonight. Since 1900, how many players have hit a game-winning home run in his major league debut? The answer to that, 3. And most recently, Miguel Cabrera. How about that? In all that time,
yeah.
Josh Bart did it in 02 and Cabrera in 03, and Cabrera did that against the Rays. Here's Perez. Fouls it.
That's a good question right there. Only 3 guys since 1900. Wow.
One strike to count to Perez. Shortens. That's a strike. 0-2. Perez, as discussed earlier, went to Columbia and really was there with an emphasis on academics. I guess you'd better be if you're going to go there.
That's right.
But he at one time was heavily recruited as a soccer player. Pitch is down. It's 1-2. The Rays picked him in the 04 draft. T.D. is loosening in the bullpen. One, 2. And he is out on strikes. That pitch caught the corner. Perez caught looking.
I think Fernando thought it was both in and up. Let's take a look. Looked like it got the inside corner from that angle. Take a look overhead. It did. It got the inside corner. That's a strike.
So 2 outs following the double, and here is Jason Bartlett. Strike 1. Bonine was up earlier this year. And as we mentioned, most recently recalled from Toledo. In fact, his last outing prior to being sent down was on the 24th of July. And now he's back. Two strikes.
Sink right there. Good pitch.
history in the minor leagues has been throwing ground balls, and he came in and threw one to Longoria and got the double play to end the third.
Yeah, that pitch he just threw to Jason Bartlett was a good sink to it.
A ball and 2 strikes. Six 5-0 for the Rays, 3-4-0 for Detroit. He's trying to cash in on the leadoff double. Aki's still at second now with 2 outs. And a ground ball to short. Santiago up with it. His throw to first in time. So a couple of ground ball outs in this inning. We're through 4. 6-3 Rays. (6-3) the Rays lead as we go to the 5th inning tonight. Sign up at Kate's Furniture for a chance to be one of your favorite Rays players, and if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a home game, log on to canestrikeout.com. Fill a voucher that can be redeemed at Cane's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. For the Rays tonight. First pitch to Santiago is a strike call. Ramon Santiago. He doubled the center field in the third. He thought he hit one of the back catwalks. Foul ball out of play. But wasn't much of an issue if he thought he did. We wondered about it ourselves, and I think Fernando Perez wondered about it out there in center field.
Yeah, I'd be curious to talk to Fernando, see what happened out there. If he just lost it in the roof, or if it did hit something.
There's a wave and a miss, and a nice job to take care of Santiago with that changeup. So a couple of strikeouts. He got Avila to strike out on the changeup in the 4th, and now a strikeout of Santiago here in the 5th. Both on changeups. That's not unusual for him, but to see him with the good changeup.
Yeah, here's a good pitch, good guy to throw into right here, first pitch.
Ground ball. Polanco brings up Polanco with 2 outs. Pitching matchup tomorrow. It will be Edwin Jackson and Wade Davis will make his major league debut. We take a look at our road ahead. So Granderson grounds out to Iwamura on the first pitch, and here is Polanco. pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and nothing. All right, things are really out of control now.
Ready for the Beach Boys.
Yep. Two and one. Shields with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Gave up a run in the first inning. A couple of runs in the third. The Rays got him 4 to start in the first and a couple more in their third. Polanco sends a fly ball into right. Zobrist is there. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-3 Tampa Bay. The Florida Department of Transportation. Drunk driving over the limit, under arrest. And by Autoway Toyota. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you going to call? Call Autoway Toyota at 1-800-NEW-TOYOTA. Full house at Tropicana Field tonight on Beach Night. Beach Boys will be in concert immediately following this game. The Rays have a 6-3 lead. These concert nights have been good for the Rays in a lot of ways, including wins. And they lead as Crawford opens the bottom of the 5th against Uteni. There's a breaking ball for a strike. 0-9 worked an inning in 2/3. Starter Galarraga 2 1/3. Uteni on for the 24th time.
Pretty good numbers right there. 18 strikeouts, 7 walks. Not bad.
1-1 count. High fly ball, not too deep to center. Curtis Granderson makes the catch. One away. The Rays have had these concert nights going the last couple of years, and the Rays are 15-1 on these dates. And as Todd pointed out in our pregame, 7-1 this season, but the Rays technically are 7-0 because the only game they lost was in that throwback game. Turned back the clock when they wore Devil Rays uniforms.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, we're going to address the commission and try to get that game thrown out of the regular season standings as well. Maybe give the Rays a little added edge as they face the wild card. Want to know the count here to Zobrist. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. The count, and now 3 balls and no strikes. He draws the walk. With 1 out. And gets Carlos Pena to the plate against the lefty.
Yeah, we've seen Joe Madden use his bullpen the last 4 days a lot. Jimmy Leland's got his bullpen going again. He's not too happy tonight. The lack of command of his pitchers.
Over to first. It's over his backhand. Well, that's the one thing that, as you well know, will just drive managers crazy. Lack of command and walks. Strike to Pena.
And the pitching really has been the Tigers' strength this year. Team ERA is second, 4.15, second in the American League.
Takes a good look at that pitch. It's 1-1. Yeah, Pena recently with his hot streak has found what he had most of the season last year. He has really sown pitches. He hasn't chased that pitch high.
Not uppercutting as much. More level swing.
The strike, and it's 1-2. The third pitcher of the night for Detroit. And Pena starts to go, and he held up, says Mike Riley. 2-2.
Mike talking to himself down there.
Well, just about all of the appeals all the way around, both sides have been no-goes. And, you know, they might get a little antsy.
He did a nice job last night. I thought he was really bearing down, trying to get his eyesight down there with the pitches and the width of the zone last night behind the plate.
Swing and a miss. Pena strikes out on the breaking pitch. So the left-hander knee gets him. 2 outs. Here's the strikeout pitch.
Slow, sweeping, big breaking ball right there, slider.
And Jimmy Leland heads to the mound. That's going to be it for Boutini. 2/3 of an inning. He walks the man, picks up a strikeout. Jeremy Bonderman is going to get the call, and we'll be back in a moment.
And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
You're looking at Jeremy Bonderman. Bonderman had been on an injury rehab with the AAA Toledo club. So he's here now to face Pat Burrell with a man at first and 2 outs. And there goes Zobrist running on the first pitch, and he is in there with a steal. Burrell took the pitch for a strike, and Zobrist has his 16th stolen base.
Yeah, he had a huge jump. Bonderman paid no attention at all to Ben. I think he took off before Bonderman even moved.
So Pat, who's driven in 2 runs with sacrifice flies, has a chance for another one now.
That's just great timing by Ben.
Pitch is down. It's going to take a hit this time to get the run home.
Now, when Bonderman's right, he's got as good a slider as you want to see. Tough on right-handers with that slider.
Out and away. 2 balls and a strike. Bonderman had been sidelined, rehabbing, suffering from the thoracic outlet compression syndrome. Had surgery for that. A foul ball that catches part of Pat's foot.
That hurt. You could hear him all the way up here.
Yeah, and you can be excused for saying whatever you want when you do that.
Sinker. Run right in on your hands and you hit it off your foot.
Looked like the other night with Upton. He fouled that that ball off his right foot and then suffered that sprain of his left ankle. And boy, we were fearful that something really terrible had happened when he hurt that left ankle. Two now to Burrell, and he's out on strikes. That retires the side. Slider. We're through 5, 6-3 Rays.
Well, great to see this place packed for a little Rays baseball tonight. Guys, an update on B.J. Upton, not in the lineup again for the second straight night after rolling that ankle over, a little slight sprain. But B.J., they think is getting close. He may not start tomorrow, but Joe Madden thinks he will be available for defense, and they expect he'll be ready to go as a starter for one of the two ends of the day-night doubleheader in New York. You see him there as he converged with Carl Crawford and rolled that ankle, but hopefully we'll get to see Upton in New York for the first game or second game of that doubleheader. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Carlos Guillen leads off the sixth, takes the pitch down. That never looks good. Every time you see it, it just doesn't look any better.
It could have been a season-ending injury right there, the way he rolled that. I've seen some ugly ones over the years.
Two and 0 the count. Guillen tripled in a couple of runs in the third, so he continues to be a problem spot for Shields.
Yeah, he's having a down year, but he's still a pretty big threat for me. He's a career 288 hitter.
You know, he's just been riddled with injuries of one sort or another. You know, it's almost as if he could ever get healthy. You know, how good could he be?
He's a good team guy too, because he didn't complain about changing positions last year and was playing first. They decided to switch Cabrera. It wasn't happening over there on the third base for him, so they switched him, and then they asked him to play left field this year.
2-2 the count. Yeah, and he's just been a very good player, Carlos Guillen. Hopper back of third, foul. Longoria runs out of room. You know, Guillen was originally signed by the Astros, and he was part of their Venezuelan program, and the Rays have implemented that over the last couple of years. And Andre Schreiner is a big part of that. He was with Houston, and now he's doing that for the Rays. And Guillen is one of the guys who was signed and developed out of that program that Andres had so much to do with. And that's something that does not get a lot of publicity, but it's an important part of what the Rays have done. They've invested in that talent pipeline, a wave and a miss. And so you could expect at some point to see some talent the likes of Carlos Guillen coming out of that. Coors Light, time for the Coors Light freeze cam, and for that we go back to check out that catch by Fernando Perez on the ball hit by Huff in the fourth inning. The cross-brewed Coors Light freeze cam.
Yeah, you know, you're right about the Venezuela, Dominican getting involved in some of these Latin American countries, because you got to compete. I mean, the Dodgers basically started it. The first camp for Las Palmas started by Rob Avila, actually, in the Dominican, and every major league club followed suit, and teams have expanded to Venezuela. Aren't the Rays involved in Brazil now as well?
2-1, yeah. You know, they will find talent, and have, in places where most clubs have not ventured, and that's the the thinking outside the box that the Rays do.
Have to compete.
There's a broken bat liner up the middle and a base hit to center for Cabrera. He has his first hit.
Well, even going international and signing Aki Uemura, that was big. I remember seeing Aki back at the WBC, the first WBC, a few years ago, and I liked him as well as any of those guys I saw. I saw Fukudome and Daisuke, and I liked Aki. I thought he had the best swing of all the hitters I saw on Team Japan. And looked up to the Rays got him. I thought that was a great move. not just a lot of the Japanese players. It's not just going to New York or L.A. anymore.
There's another check, and Mike Riley says have held up, so it's 1-0 the count. Well, the Rays are situated, I think, in a perfect spot for that. And their profile has become larger and larger throughout that part of the world, as well as nationally here in the U.S.
Well, the teams in the Dominican and Venezuela, of course, they don't go through the draft. You grew up in Puerto Rico, you do. You go through the draft over here. But you can go sign players, at a good price. And, you get 8 or 10 players, you get 1 or 2 big leaguers out of it. It's worth it.
That's a strike. 2-1 now.
Carlos Guillen was also, he and Freddie Garcia and John Halama, they were involved in that trade for Randy Johnson.
Exactly right. And so there are a couple of ways to look at that. As you look at teams that trade some young talent, well, it's there to help the big league club, and if you're in the middle of the race, you can do that.
Yep.
And the way the Rays can look at it as well, they're there to help keep them competitive. The bouncing ball, Longoria steps on second and makes the double play with the throw to Pena. That's a 5-3 double play around second base. We'll head into the bottom half of the 6th. 6-3. Top of the 6th inning with his progress energy, energized defensive play. This doesn't happen very often, Kevin.
No, it doesn't. 5 unassisted to first base double play. He threw it off the right foot too.
The key is to get out of the way.
Yeah, that was the key. That's why he did that. And he knew who was in front of him, Aubrey Huff.
And Longoria looks at a strike from Jeremy Bonderman. Strike to count. Ooh, a big cut right there. Fastball.
Bonderman could be a real key guy for Jimmy Leland if the Tigers do win their division, because they use him in the bullpen like this. He's got, like I said, he's got that nasty slider.
It's a ball and 2 strikes.
They've already got a good bullpen. He could be a huge piece for them down the stretch and into the postseason.
And strike 3 is called. Fastball got him looking. He got Pat Burrell on a slider swinging. you can catch the Rays and all of MLB, the ultimate baseball experience on MLB.tv. 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and you can catch the games you missed on demand. First pitch to Akinori Iwamura is a ball. It's 1-0. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more details. For baseball is always on. 2 balls, no strikes. Ground ball right side. It's Polanco with the pickup. Hockey is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Rays grabs a 3-run lead after an inning. 4-1. 6-3 right now. Wrap up game tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports Florida in high definition. Wade Davis will make his major league debut for the Rays against Edwin Jackson, the former Ray, pitching for the Tigers. Wade, he was a 10-game winner at AAA Durham. Zahn lifts the fly ball into center. A room out there for Granderson, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We go to the 7th. 6-3 Rays. Rays lead 6-3 as we move into the 7th inning here at Tropicana Field. The Rays started this game 5.5 back in the wild card race. Boston beaten by the White Sox 5-1. Texas losing 5-4 on the road to the Orioles in Baltimore. Texas remaining 2 back, and the Rays at the moment 5.5. Should they hang on and win this one, they could close it to 5. Maglio Ordonez leads off the 7th. You're right about that. It's a little soft fly ball dropping into left center field for a base hit. Ordonez serves his 2nd hit of the night. This one into left center. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kevin. The only difference in that equation, I think now, I mean, the Rays are going to have to reel off some wins. They're going to have to get hot, and they're going to have to get a little help from someone. Before that series with Boston, dropping that puts them in a little different situation. They are going to need a little help, but it starts with them getting hot and winning.
Yeah, and already the White Sox have beaten the Red Sox twice. Last night they got them too. Beat them today, beat them last night.
Brandon Inge takes the pitch too low.
I think the key, obviously, the Rays have to win tonight and tomorrow, and then they're going into New York. That doubleheader on Monday. But by the time they go to Boston next weekend, you like to be, within 3 again. So you could do it yourself.
1-1 count. Inge lifted a fly ball into center his first time. Hit the ball hard, lined into left. His last time up, that was in the 4th inning. Randy Choate's up. So is Grant Balfour.
I could tell you too, Dwayne, on the other side of that, the club I had in '95, the Red Sox, we won the division. We had a 5-game lead in September over the Yankees, but we started pressing. Because you see the finish line, and whether you're a wild card leader or division leader, you start pressing. And 5 games when you're in first place doesn't seem like a whole lot. That's why Jimmy Leland's going through pacing that dugout over there for him. Take nothing for granted.
And Inge is out on strikes. He could not hold up.
That particular year, we had never pulled off that ball again. We had never lost 4 in a row, and all of a sudden, we're in the middle of September, and we lost 4 in a row. We were 5 in a row. We were a different ball club. And we went into Baltimore. I remember we had to have a meeting about it. The guys were so tight. And then we loosened up and finished it off. But it doesn't, you think that club ahead of you is, well, they got it made. No, they and the Red Sox also, they have Texas on their heels. Plus, outside of Lester and Beckett, their starting pitching isn't lights out right now. So it's doable.
Avila takes a pitch down. He's up in the count 2-0.
But you're right. They got to take care of it. They got to have a big month.
Yeah. They've got to do what they have not been able to do all year, but they keep looking for it. They know that they're capable of putting together a winning run.
Absolutely. I've felt that.
Ooh, high fly ball deep into right field, and this 2-0 pitch is gone. Avila makes it a 1-run game. It's 6-5. That's his 4th home run of the year.
Yeah, he's a pretty good looking hitter. Comes in hitting 308. And he just launched right there. There's the 2-0 pitch you're talking about. Just completely missed location. You can see Zahn setting up away, and that ball just missed on the wrong side of the plate. And that's what happens to mistakes in business.
Wide of that ball until it made contact with the ring up there, the catwalk. So just like that, it's a 1-run game. This one shot back through the middle, an 0-1 pitch and a base hit for Santiago. Well, the Tigers now have 3 hits in this inning. And they have Santiago at first with only 1 out. And the top of the order due up. And Jimmy Leland's going to get a pinch runner, and Joe Madden's going to get a new pitcher. So the wheels start to spin. Ramirez will run at first. Call to the bullpen here, and we'll be back in just a moment. Bay community. From investigative journalism to award-winning sports coverage, The Times is Tampa Bay's newspaper of choice. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Randy Choate comes from the bullpen, taking over for James Shields. Ryan Rayburn is pinch hitting for Curtis Granderson. And the pitch is down, a ball and no strikes. And it's an interesting call here by Jimmy Leland. He wants Rayburn and his right-handed bat with some pop in against Choate.
Yeah, it is, because Granderson's their starter. I mean, he plays against all numbers. And this shows you the sense of urgency that Jimmy Leland is feeling. He wants to grab every game that he can, and he feels that opportunities here right now. And Granderson has been swinging a lot of first pitches. Although last night he got a big base hit off of Randy Choate. Got a first pitch fastball right down the middle and got an RBI single to right field.
Granderson hitting 184 against lefties. And 283 against right-handers. A flip over there. So apparently Jimmy Leland doesn't believe the Lightning could strike twice, and he's going with Rayburn.
No, I think he also thinks that, you know, you're going to see a steady diet of sliders this time if he faced Choate. Yep. He didn't get one last night. He got a fastball. That'll be the last time he sees a fastball right down the middle.
2-1 to count. It's the first time Choate has matched up against Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn, a pretty good bat up there. In fact, he's hit close to 340 over his last 32 games.
You know, if this is April or May or June, you don't do this move, but this is September.
Choate makes a nice pitch there on the corner to square the count at 2.
And every good manager like Jimmy Leland or Joe Madden or Tony La Russa, that's a perfect pitch. Paint right there. Actually mislocation trying to go in, but he'll take it. But they'll tell you, hey, you know what? The first 4 months of the season, I'm going to manage different in August and September than I will the first 4 months. And that's exactly right.
And a little foul ball, just a little piece of it.
Players have to check their egos. If that bothers them, then, you know, don't hit 183 against lefties for 5 months. And he's a great guy. I'm not saying Curtis would complain. He's a super guy. But
well, and he also fully understands the game and what's going on.
He's trying to win a pennant. That's right. Everybody has to be unselfish at this time. I mean, it's a selfish sport as it is, because it's, you know, you look at your stats, it's an individual. You're in the box hitting against that pitcher, so yeah, it's a team sport, obviously, but you know, you're getting paid based on the numbers. You got to be unselfish at this point.
Runner at first, 2 runs in for Detroit. 1 on, 1 out. Granderson, if you think about it, he's one of the centerpieces of this Detroit ball club.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't feel he's above.
Nope.
Being lifted for a pinch hitter in a crucial spot that makes sense.
A good ambassador for the game, too.
Yeah. A little high.
A lot of things with international baseball, promoting the sport, trying to become an Olympic sport again. Went over to China last winter. He's going to be a good broadcaster someday, too. I see him on every
he's everywhere.
TV show. Some postseason broadcasting experience.
3-2 now. And to first base again. That's Wilkin Ramirez, who's running for Santiago. You mentioned in the pregame all of the bullpen moves that Joe Madden has made as he tries to keep the Rays alive in the wild card chase. Runner goes, the pitch hit just foul. just foul outside the bag. And boy, the Rays came very close to big trouble there. A foul ball just by a sliver.
Yeah, there was no hesitation by the third base umpire, Mike Riley, either. I mean, it came right at him. He's right on the line. He sees it. He's tracking it. Called it immediately. That's all you ask for from the umpires, is to be engaged like that, locked in.
Yeah, and this game has been well umpired tonight. It's inside, ball 4. Bill Rayburn battles, draws the walk. That forces Ramirez up to second base. And with Polanco due, Madden comes out. It's going to be it for the left-hander. He's going to go right down the wire, and he wants the hard-throwing right-hander, Grant Balfour. We'll be back in a moment. In the 8th inning, and eventually won that game 4-3. That was after Jeff Neiman had pitched the front 7+, giving up a double to Clete Thomas to open the 8th. Balfour came on, got 2 outs, walked Anderson, and then Polanco hit the home run. That was a shocker. And here's Polanco again with Balfour, the third Rays pitcher of the night.
Tough hitter, because he will do that. He'll go to right field. So if you make a mistake middle in, he can hit you out to left center, out to right, off the Balfour. Tough matchup right here.
And the first pitch is a strike.
Perfect pitch. Solid season for Placido Polanco.
One count. And a base hit headed up the middle past the diving Bartlett. Perez up, the throw to the plate's going to be cut off, and this game is tied. Ramirez scores from second as Polanco singles up the middle. It's a 6-6 ball game.
I would have rather seen Perez just throw the ball to third base, because he really didn't have a chance at home. That's why the pinch runner was in there, because he can run. Perez is closing fast. I mean, if he comes up and throws to third, he keeps the runner. He's got a shot at throwing him out. But instead, you got the go-ahead run now at third base with one out.
So it's first and third, one away. Carlos Guillen in the batter's box. Pitch upstairs, 1-0. So the Tigers have put 3 up in the 7th.
Yeah, I just thought that was a tough matchup for Balfour. His block was a short, compact swing, and he's going to get hard stuff from Grant, and that's a better matchup for Polanco.
1 ball, 1 strike. Polanco with 2 runs batted in. Is at first base. Rayburn, the runner over at third now. The pitch inside.
I think Carlos was preparing to take one in the ribs.
I think he was. I can't see it, but I'm going to feel it in a minute.
Exactly.
Wow. 2-1 now to Carlos Guillen. 2-2. This ball from Grant Balfour. 6 runs charged to Shields tonight. He's out of the game. Out of the game physically and also out of the game in terms of a decision. Ground ball, second base. Hockey to Bartlett. 1 over to first. Double play. A 4-6-3 double play ball off the bat of Carlos Guillen to retire the side. Tigers score 3. The game is tied. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Autoway Toyota. Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Fernando Perez has just put down a perfect bunt up the first base line to get on to open the bottom half of the 7th inning. He tried that back in the 2nd and couldn't get it past the pitcher Galarraga at the time, and this time bunting against Bonderman right up the first base line. It hugs the line, Kevin.
Oh, that's beautiful right there. He's taking advantage of his speed. I mean, that's the tool that he has, and he possesses tremendous speed. And boy, I love that. I love seeing him. He's just played a couple of games. He's already tried to bunt like 3 times at least in the 2 games he started. That was excellent.
So he bunts his way on to pick up hit number 6 for the Rays in what is a tie game. Jimmy Leland to the mound, and of course we saw with Bonderman on the mound in the 5th inning when he was facing Pat Burrell. Vin Zobrist immediately stole second base.
That's why Jim Leland went out there, not the pitching coach. He went out there to talk about the speed of Perez, and if Bonderman has to make some adjustments in keeping Perez right there.
Jason Bartlett's going to be the hitter. And the pitch drops in there, a slider. That's a strike.
And the way you make adjustments if you're a guy that has a big leg kick is hold the ball, vary your looks, make the base runner commit.
It's away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
See, that time he went a little quicker. He came set and went right to the plate. Other times it comes set and just hold the ball for a while.
Great speed at first. And a pitch out. 2-1, and Bonderman hardly stopped at all on that pitch out.
He sure did. I mean, you're right. You got to pause for a beat. You could almost call a balk on that one.
Over to first. Perez back in. Peek over at first. He scored. Got a good jump. And the throw is going to be in time. Perez caught stealing, trying to get in head first. The pitch was a ball, and Perez, who was caught last night by Laird, is thrown out by Avila tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty good job. It's just a great throw. These guys, both Laird and Avila, have great mechanics. Look at that. Slid right into the glove.
Polanco put the tag on him, and the Rays lose that speed at first. Bartlett grounds it foul, and the count is full.
If you're going to miss and the ball's going to sail on you, that's where you want to miss, because the ball did tail on him a little bit. Avila, but it tailed right into the glove of Polanco and into the runner.
And there is ball 4, so Bartlett draws a walk on the heels of the caught stealing, and the Rays have some speed at first base again, this time with 1 out. And Carl Crawford coming to the plate. Jimmy Leland's going to make a pitching change with Crawford due up. He wants the left-hander, and Bobby C. will get the call. So Bonderman will depart. He pitches an inning in 2/3, and we'll be back with C on the mound in a moment.
58 games for Bobby. 3.30, good ERA, good strikeout to walk ratio. 35 strikeouts, only 15 walks. Very low batting average against, 214. He's had a good year.
Well, Crawford, who is 5 for 20 with a homer off Bonderman, will not see him. Instead, he looks at Bobby C., against whom he is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The first pitch is a fastball for a strike. C's always had the good breaking ball, and for a left-handed hitter, he can be tough to pick up.
Yeah, kind of a little jerk to his delivery, too.
Crawford with a couple walks and a fly ball to center tonight. And Bartlett's back in at first base. The Tigers have been very good at battling the running game against them this year, and especially in the season series between these two clubs. And Crawford is hit by a pitch. Well, there was the breaking ball that hits Crawford. That gets Bartlett up to second base.
Let's take a look right here. Yeah, that just got away from him. Wow. Not even close.
And it's going to bring up Ben Zobrist. So Ben up in a key spot. Scored a couple runs tonight. Officially 1 for 2. And he fouls it back into the screen for a strike. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first and scored. He singled and scored in the third. Walked and swiped the base in the 5th inning.
Nice shot right off the face mask. Those are always fun.
A 1-strike count. Breaking ball stayed wide. 1-1.
You know, getting back to the running game and what Jimmy Leland did with Bonderman, we went out there and gave him specific instructions. Look at the splits, Ben, and batting average 321 from the right side. But in Bonderman, he didn't do a slide step, but he was quicker. And he changed things up a little bit and gave his catcher a chance to throw Perez out.
Foul ball.
But that's the manager going out there and saying, listen, this is a game right here. At 6-6, you got a guy that can fly. You've got to hold the runners. That's exactly what he went out there for. The message came directly from him. That's good leadership. Nano had a good jump, like you said. I agree.
He did. I thought he had a good jump. Yep. It was a great throw by Avila. Had the opportunity executed. 2-2 now on Zobrist. The pitch down. Perez opened with a bunt single. He was thrown out trying to steal. Bartlett walked. Crawford has been hit by a pitch. 2-2 now to Ben Zobrist. Sends a fly ball not too deep to right center. Rayburn, the center fielder's there to make the catch, and the runners will have to hold at first and second. And it's going to be Carlos Pena now. Pena against the left-hander Bobby C. Carlos, as we've discussed over the span of the last week or so, has been swinging the bat very well. He's 2 for 4 against Bobby C. as you take a look right there. So we'll see this matchup. They send Everett up the middle. The shortstop's behind second base.
Really, if Bartlett wants to take third base, he has a good chance of doing it, even though it's a left-handed hitter.
And the pitch is up.
Because Inge is so far off the bag. I mean, he can barely beat Bartlett there, I think.
Yep.
I don't think Jimmy Leland's worried about that. He's more concerned about Carlos Pena, which is why I'm sure he said, hey, if you want to steal it, go ahead. But Carlos Pena's the guy that we're worried about. And with the quickness we just saw from Avila, I don't think the Rays are really going to take a chance.
Want to know the count.
You know, with Carlos at the plate, I mean, they're in scoring position at first and second.
Yes, they are. This one is down. So he's ahead in the count, Pena. 2 balls, no strikes. Carlos picking up his 100th run batted into the year tonight. That goes with 39 home runs. Green and Minor, 2 right-handers, busy in the bullpen. And it's popped up left side. Inge into foul territory, makes the catch and then retires the side. Rays lead 2. We're through 7, tied 6-6. Brought to you by Just for Man Hair Color. This profile of Bobby C. with the Tigers, the former Ray, signed as a free agent in 1996 and pitched for the Rays from 01 to 04 out of Sarasota High School. And believers keep their teams in the game, and you too can stay in the game with Just for Man Hair Color. Miguel Cabrera will open the 8th inning with Grant Balfour on the hill for the Rays. The first pitch is a fastball for a strike.
Good location on that one.
Cabrera singled in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. It was a line base hit into center. Balfour stays away. It's 1-1. Huff will be next, and then Ordonez. Russ Springer is up in the bullpen for the Rays down the right field line. Two and one to count. Tigers with a 3-run seventh tied the game. 3-1 now.
Good pitch.
All game here in the 8th. 3-1 to Cabrera. He fouls it back. 3-2.
Didn't lose a beverage either.
That's important. Full count pitch. And Cabrera walks. So Cabrera heads to first, on for the second time tonight. The third walk issued by Rays pitching. Tigers started the 7th with a single from Ordonez. Now the leadoff man is on in the 8th. Here's Aubrey Huff. Pitch is up. A ball, no strikes. Huff is 1 for 3 lifetime against Balfour and has drawn a walk. Fouls it the other way, out of play. 1-2. With Balfour on the mound and a runner at first, the Rays are a little more straight up here defensively for Huff.
Yeah, with Shields on the mound throwing the changeup, you definitely have the shift on because Huff will pull that. But throwing 94, 95, not a strict pull situation here for Aubrey Huff. But you're going to get some fastballs away too. Now they're going back outside again.
And a chopper left side. Longoria goes to second out there. They get the lead man. Cabrera is forced. Evil taking the toss from Longoria. 1 out. So Huff reached on the fielder's choice. And now he's going to be lifted for a pinch runner. Don Kelly, a utility player, will run for Huff.
You know, the other part of that, Cabrera didn't get a very big lead, number one, and didn't get a big secondary lead. Otherwise, he would have been safe. It was a smart play by Longoria. I was watching Cabrera in between pitches. He wasn't getting off a good secondary lead.
So Maglio Ordonez is scheduled to be the hitter. Rays make a pitching change, and we'll be back in a moment. Rays season tickets ensure the best seats, biggest savings, and all the great benefits, including the opportunity to purchase 09 postseason ticket packages for a limited time by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com. Russ Springer, the new pitcher. Kelly running at first, and Maglio Ordonez is the hitter. Pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. So it's a matchup all the way down the line as the Rays again go to the bullpen. 3 deep so far. Runner takes off. The pitch is high, and the throw not in time. Kelly steals second base.
Now Jimmy Leland utilizing his bench with the September call-ups. Pinch running, pinch hitting for Granderson. Kelly just pinch running, getting that stolen base. He pinch ran Ramirez for Santiago, and he scored the tying run last inning. No chance, just a great jump. He's using his men.
Now they're going to walk Ordonez. That pitch a little closer to the plate than it should have been. So an intentional walk issue here to Maglio Ordonez. And that reestablishes a ground ball double play possibility. Brandon Inge will be the hitter now with men at first and second and 1 out.
That's a good move by Joe Madden too, because he took the bat out of Ordonez's hands. I mean, you stole the base, but you also took the bat out of his hands. He's a better hitter. Inge can hurt you for the power this year, but Ordonez is a better hitter.
And a base hit into left. Crawford will make the pickup, and the bases are going to be loaded. Kelly had to stop at third. So Inge on the first pitch singles into left, and now the bases are loaded with only 1 out.
Yeah, low location. I mean, the ball's just right down the middle.
J.P. Howell's down in the bullpen, and Joe Madden is out of the dugout and making a call that way. So an intentional walk and the base hit. The bases are loaded, and the Rays once again will go to the bullpen. We'll be back with J.P. Howell on the mound after this. The new pitcher. The bases are loaded with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Marcus Thames will pinch hit now with the lefty Howell on the mound.
Well, obviously looking for a strikeout here or a ground ball.
And the pitch down and in, and Tim's, that ball went right through it. 1-0.
JP just trying to hit that inside corner, and it just kept running at Tim's.
Tim's walked as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning against JP last night. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Couple of walks and a hit, 1 out, bases loaded. You saw those numbers for Tim's. This is one of his favorite spots with the bases loaded.
Yeah, again, Jimmy Leland, he's pulling out all stops, using everybody he's got to try to win this game. So is Joe Madden, for that matter.
And it's down. Tim's pinch hitting for Avila, who hit the 2-run home run off Shields in the 7th inning. Two and one to count. And Son wants a little conversation with Howell. Rays grabbed a 4-1 lead after 1 inning tonight. Tigers tried to come back. They made it 4-3. The Rays scored 2 to make it 6-3. Tigers finally scored 3 in the 7th to pull even. It's a 6-6 game with Detroit hitting in the top of the 8th. The 2-1 from J.P. Howell. Down, blocked by Zahn. 3 balls and a strike.
Nice block by Gray. That's not an easy pitch. JP squeezing it a little bit here. Just got to relax, let it flow. Tough situation though. No margin for error.
3 balls and a strike. And a long, long foul ball. Tim's hit it a mile, but foul. And that takes the count to 3-2.
Oh, that was a blast. Loud, long strike. Never was in danger of being fair, though. Right off the bat, he knew it was foul. Good time for a changeup right here. After that swing.
3-2. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball, base hit into left. That scores Kelly. The bases remain loaded. Tim's reaching out on the changeup and got it through the left side.
Yeah, it was the right pitch. He just found a hole in the ground. I mean, it was a couple feet to his left. It's a double play ball. But, I'm talking about Evan Longoria. It's a couple feet more toward him. It's a double play ball. That's what you're looking for, the ground ball. It's a good pitch. It's a good piece of hitting. Stayed on it.
So the Rays talk it over on the mound. Wheeler is down in the bullpen. Everett is due up. And they're trying to give him a few more tosses down there. That run is charged to Balfour. And Madden's going to head to the mound. So Joe Madden will once again go to the bullpen. Wheeler will come in here with the bases loaded. It's now 7-6 Detroit, and we'll be back in a moment. And one out here in the top of the 8th inning.
And Dan looking for a ground ball right here to get out of this inning, keep it a 1-run game. And, he's got the right stuff to do it. That sinker slider.
You face Adam Everett. Clete Thomas is running at third in the place of Ordonez. And here's Everett. He entered the game at short in the 7th, hitting for the first time in this game in the 8th. And the first pitch, ball 1.
Jimmy Leland he's using those call-ups. Another pinch runner, but that's because if it's a fly ball, Ordonez will have trouble scoring unless it's very deep. You don't expect Everett to hit the ball too deep. Well, that's good managing. Trying to get the extra run.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and the squeeze is on. Wheeler's going to have to go to first, so they squeeze the run home. That's another reason to pinch run, as Thomas got a good jump down the line, and Everett put down the bunt. So that will make it an 8-6 game.
Perfectly executed too. Good jump at third base. Good break from third base. And the timing of that is as soon as that front foot of the pitcher goes forward, not when it lands. It's just before it lands. That's when you can take off, because the pitcher can't make an adjustment at that point. So it's right before the left foot lands. That's when you take off, and that's exactly what they did. That was perfect execution.
2 outs. Ryan Rayburn, the hitter, and the pitch is a little bit wide. 1 ball, no strikes. And now they have Inge at third, Timms at second base. They've scored twice here in the 8th. And a fly ball into center field. Perez is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. But the Tigers score 2 and take an 8-6 lead. Florida wants you to be tobacco free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. By your select 7 Buick, Pontiac, GMC dealers, and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Zach Minor is going to be the new pitcher. He is pitcher number 6 of the night for the Detroit Tigers.
41st game for Zach. A lot of walks, 41 walks, 77 and 2/3 innings. So
Clete Thomas stays on to play right. Gerald Laird is catching, And the first pitch, Pat Burrell takes it high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, with that amount of walks, it's a good guy to be patient on, and the Rays do that. They do work the count.
There's a line drive, base hit. Soft liner into left, and the Rays put the leadoff man on in the bottom half of the inning. So Pat Burrell is aboard. Evan Longoria to the plate. Evan hit the 3-run home run in the first inning that gave the Rays their first lead tonight. So he bats with Burrell at first and nobody out. And he takes a pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Minor worked 2 days ago against Cleveland. Pitch is down. 2-0. And a shot that hits the mound, and Minor deflecting past ends in the bag at third. That's going to be a base hit as Burrell moves to second. How about that?
I have never seen that before.
They're going to check Minor to see if he's okay.
That hit him? Is that what it did?
Yeah, hit the mound and
his foot.
Minor on the foot and deflected to third.
Yep. Short hopped him a little bit. Let's take another look. Yep, short hopped his ankle, looked like. I've seen a pop fly before, where the infielders converged and the ball hit the rubber and went foul.
Is that right?
And it's a foul ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Has to go past the rubber. Yeah, I saw that once in the AAA game. I was playing in that game. I'd never seen that before. It's the only time I've seen that.
Well, now Jimmy Leland out there with the infield around him as Minor took a toss and said he's okay. A couple of hits here to open the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rays got behind late last night and battled to their final out, scoring a couple in the 9th inning, coming up a run short. They're down by 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning tonight.
Yeah, Jimmy Leland's telling his defense, you got to be wary of a bunt. To me, it's not a bunt situation with Aki up there in the bottom of the order coming up behind him. I think Aki swings the bat. But they have to be careful just in case. So the corners are up.
And here's the pitch, and Aki takes it wide. Aki has a handful of at-bats against Minor. He's 3 for 7 lifetime against him.
And that's the other reason you swing the bat.
Burrell at second base. Longoria at first. Aki takes a strike at the knees. 1-1.
He had that nice line drive double to left center in the 4th inning. And sure Joe Madden's looking for that right now. Got the pitch to do it too. That was a 2-seamer away.
The 1-1. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The Miners starting the 8th and greeted by the 2 hits. Aki hits a popper into short left. That ball's going to be caught by Everett coming in. And so Everett, the shortstop, got out there to make the grab. One away.
Got him on the off-speed pitch. Got him out in front. That's what you got to do in a big league behind the count. You got to be able to throw off-speed or breaking balls, and he did. He executed there. 2-1 changeup.
Here's Greg Zahn. How about this? Zahn is 3 for 3 lifetime against Minor. And he takes a pitch low. 1-0.
You hit the right guy up there then.
Well, he was a hero for the Rays. Remember that blast he had against the Blue Jays? He just might be the right guy up here again this time.
Yeah, he's swinging pretty good bat right now. He's got nothing today, but he's swinging pretty well.
He looks at a strike. It's 1-1.
In fact, he got a 3-1 pitch in his first at bat in the second inning, and he just missed it. He was trying to launch it. He just missed it.
That's right. He hit the ball, the fly ball to right.
Yep.
A 1-1 count. And a ground ball to third. Inge to Polanco. 1 over to first. They get the 5-4-3 double play. Well, the Rays put 2 on, but the double play ends it. We're through 8. 8-6. Detroit. Our game moves into the 9th inning. Detroit leading the Rays 8-6. They scored 2 in the 8th to break a 6-6 tie. And it will be Placido Polanco to lead it off here with Dan Wheeler back on the mound for the Rays. Polanco, Guillen, and Cabrera due here in the 9th for Detroit. The pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Shields worked 6 1/3. Choate, Balfour, Springer, Howell, and Wheeler have followed. And the pitch is a strike. 1-1. Polanco opened the scoring in this game with his 10th home run of the year. Back in the first, he singled home a run, and the Detroit 3-run 7. 2 for 4 tonight. Ball 2, 2-1.
Yeah, he's just a tough little hitter. Always been good with men on base too. Because he'll spray the ball around.
Yeah, he's even better with men on base. And a foul ball back. Nice ball. 2-2. Brian Schaus down in the Rays bullpen up the right field line. 2-2 count. And a foul ball. With a fastball, and Polanco shortens up on the bat a little bit. He's got a piece of it, fouled it back. The Rays trying to hold this Detroit offense here in the 9th inning to get a shot in the bottom half. Chuck Merriweather, just a little piece of it, and a little break to it that pitch, and we got Merriweather.
Yeah, those are fun. Ouch. Slider right there, right underneath. Oh, ouch. Right between Zahn's legs, behind him.
That's why you should always use protection.
Always.
2-2 the count. Another pitch made to Polanco. Oh, pretty close right there, but wide. And the count is full.
The shot overhead. It was off the outside corner. Well, you know who didn't have protection that got hurt was looking at Adrian Beltre a couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
I can't imagine anybody on the field not having protection.
Fly ball. Into right, Zobrist is there and makes the catch. Yeah, well, you got to wear a cup.
Man, that used to be a spring training drill with the pitchers. And Larry Sherry was the pitching coordinator for the Dodgers. He'd take those guys out and hit screaming one-hoppers, and he said, "You guys better have your gear with you." You know what I mean?
Yep. Here's Carlos Guillen. He got a 2-run triple in the left center field in the 3rd off Shields. Pitch way high. Ball, no strikes. Guillen starting the 9th, 3rd in the Tiger lineup. Off the pitch as it bit down and in. 2-0. Rays in the bottom of the 9th. Due to have the number 9 spot lead off. Perez playing center and hitting 9th tonight. Bartlett and then Crawford. 1 out in the top of the 9th. And there's ball 3. 3-0. It's Cabrera on deck. Always better to face him with the bases empty.
Yeah, he got that leadoff walk in the 8th that opened up helped create a 3-run inning for the Tigers.
3-0, and there's ball 4. So Guillen walks. 1 on, 1 out for Miguel Cabrera. Well, he is 1 for 3 officially with a single in the 6th, but as you point out, that walk to open the 8th inning led to the 2-run frame for the Tigers. Cabrera 1 for 3 with a single and a walk tonight.
Yeah, the 3-run inning was the 7th. That's right. They made a 3-run inning and a 2-run inning. It's like last night, they opened it up late.
They move to first. Guillen is in there. Rays have been out hit 11-8. They trail 8-6. Bartlett and Crawford down by 2. Continues to look very distinguished without his mustache.
Yes, he does.
Brandon Lyon will be the new pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. On for the 52nd time.
Well, his batting average against is low, 210.
And he's the 7th pitcher of the night for Detroit.
The line for Minor, 1 inning, 2 hits.
Willie Ibar is going to lead it off. He'll pinch hit for Perez to begin the bottom of the 9th. Bartlett and Crawford to follow. Any deeper would get Zobrist to the plate. So here's Lyon, and the first pitch to Ibar. And it's a strike, a fastball.
Lyon does have one save this year. He's finished 22 games, and he was a closer before. He did some with the D-backs, a little bit with Boston for a minute there.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's a ball. 2-1. Well, the Rays need at least 1 base runner. Rays saw Lyon for 2 innings in the series in Detroit. Wave and a miss. That's going to square the count. Willie took a shot at a fastball, and it's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, he had a pretty good pitch to hit. Right out in front of it.
2-2. Full count. Well, the Rays last night closed the gap to 1. Had men at 2nd and 3rd. Ibar grounded out to 1st. He got ahead of Rodney 3-1 and hit the ground ball to 1st. Now 3-2 to start the bottom of the 9th. Pitch hitting tonight. He fouls this one away. Guarding the strike zone right there, 3-2.
He sure did. Probably was a ball away, but you can't take a chance. Yeah, it was definitely away. You never know.
Right.
Especially on the outside corner.
3-2. And a 1-hopper to 2nd. Polanco's got it. The throw to 1st. So Ibar goes 3-2 and hits the 1-hopper to the 2nd baseman for the 1st out. Jason Bartlett. He's been on twice tonight. A little popper into short right. In comes Thomas, and he makes the catch. The 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Rays with a chance to close the gap to 5. The Red Sox lost. Texas lost. And the Rays now down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th inning in an 8-6 ball game. That's a strike. Carl twice has walked. He was hit by a pitch his last time. And that one almost got him.
Sure did. Just got him on the back foot.
A 1-1 count. And that one fouled as it rode in on him. 1-2. And that ball just kept coming in.
Yeah, he was trying to get out of the way of it, really.
A ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. And a swing and a foul-tipped strikeout to end the ball game. Crawford strikes out, and the Tigers have handed the Rays their 2nd straight loss in this series. Last